Rwanda. Raise your hand if you know what is Rwanda. Okay. So I see that so many people don't know what is Rwanda. So it's a very small, it's one of the smallest countries in Africa. It's near Tanzania, Kenya, and Democratic of Congo. Very, very small country there, squeezed with Burundi. And during the colonial era, Europeans came to colonize Africa. Rwanda was given to, was taken. That region was taken by Germany. And after the Germany defeated in the First World War, Rwanda was given to Belgium. And thereafter, when the Belgium come to Rwanda, you found a kingdom in Rwanda. And the king of Rwanda was Tutsi background. And it's very hard for me to, even for us, for Rwandans, to even differentiate between Tutsi. Because we speak the same language, we have the same religion, we're all Catholics, we have the same culture. It's just that the Tutsi were cow herders, and the Hutu will do the land, the cultivators in the land. And because of the mixing between the Hutu and the Tutsis, because there's no such a region of Tutsi in Rwanda and the Hutu region of Rwanda, we're all living all over the country. There's so many mixing between the Hutu and Tutsi. But when the Belgian came to Rwanda, they found an organized society with the king, was the Tutsi, and most administrators in Rwanda were the Tutsis. Because in Africa, or anywhere, let's say if you have a cow, and the cow will multiply, it's very easy to get influence and to get rich than someone who's doing the land. Because if you're doing the land, back then, setting, they were just doing the land, something to eat. So the Tutsi get influence very quickly because they had cows, and the more cow multiply, more they get influence. So they were able to get political influence in Rwanda. And when the Belgian came to Rwanda, they found that structure. They're like, you know what, let's maintain this structure. They privilege the Tutsis in the power. They're the ones who get a good education. And the Hutu, first they were not as influent as the Tutsi back then. And then began even bad because the Belgian not favor the Tutsi, and the Hutu developed a resentment against the Tutsi and also against the Belgian who were colonizing Rwanda. And to make things worse, the Belgian, they're like, let's used to say like, to lead the people, you have to divide them. And when you divide them, it's very easy to control them. So they issue national ID. Let's say if you're Hutu, we give you your card, but they mention you're Hutu. And then if you're Tutsi, they give you an ID, they mention that you are Tutsi. And more the time goes by, more the resentment of the Hutu against the Tutsi developed. And then in 1959, just before that, the Tutsi start claiming to have independence of Rwanda. And the Belgian like, we favored for a long time, and now you're claiming to get independence from your country. So they switched. So then they started favoring the Hutu, because in Rwanda, the Hutu were the majority, and the Tutsi were the minority. And in 1959, there was what they call a popular revolution. So the Hutu took over the Tutsi. And in 1962, in Rwanda became independent from the Belgian. And then the Belgian handed the power to the Hutu. The Hutu now were the ones controlling everything in Rwanda because the Belgian helped the Hutu to take over the power from the Tutsi. And that's when things start to really get bad because the Tutsi didn't like that they lost the power. So they try to, to say, no, this is how we have been in this country for a long time. So, but the Hutu didn't want to lose the power as well. So they start killing the Tutsi in the revolution of 1962, and the most Tutsi went out of Rwanda. They went to Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, and Congo, the neighboring countries. And every time some element from the Tutsi community try to fight, because they from a rebel group to come to Rwanda, the Hutu were like, you know what, if we cannot only fight the Tutsi who are from the country, if we kill the Tutsi who are inside, they will not have the courage of attacking the country. And over the time, because of the ineffective government of the Hutu back then, to justify their hold on power, every time there is change of power in Rwanda, anything that happened in Rwanda, the Tutsi always will be excluded from everything until to go to high school. Let's say you have to pass to primary school to go to high school. You have to mention your ethnic background, if you're Tutsi or Hutu, and to be admitted to the high school. Sometimes it was very hard if you're Tutsi. So that's when in 1990, the two people were exiled for a long time. They start a struggle to Rwanda to fight that injustice. And then they were very successful in fighting. And the Hutu were afraid they're going to lose power.
Sorry, Pascal, I know there's so much to...
I know, I tried to go.
Yeah, I think we're over the 5 minutes. And...
Oh, we had 5 minutes already?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have 10 minutes. I will continue.
We're going to have another segment, so maybe want to write into
Exactly. So I will stop when the Tutsi group won in 1990. As you remember, when I spoke, I was in 1990.